American-made V8. Let's talk about it. What is going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and this is part 2 of our 4-part series of finding out what is the best American-made V8 produced from a factory. My last video, if you haven't seen that, check it out. We talked about the Mopar V8s made from 2015 to current, and we're going to be talking about these Chevy V8s from 2015 to current. You'd be surprised what's on this list. We will be grading it off a S to F tier scale, and then grading it based off looks, sound, price, modability, if that's a word, and performance. I have an idea because I'm a little bit biased, but at the end, on this 4th video that we do, we'll gather up all S tiers, put them together in the last video, and find out who the best one is. But for right now, let's talk about Chevy V8s. All right, Chevy guys, LS guys, LT guys, LSX guys, LX, whatever. If you're a Chevy V8, you know that this is one of the most popular V8s to swap, to use, and to gain or build power. So we're gonna be talking about the Camaro, Corvette, and I had to throw in the CTS-V since a lot of them use a Chevy platform, even though it's Cadillac, right? It's a Corvette in a suit. So for me, we're gonna start with the Camaros. I will say I'm not necessarily biased, but Camaros are not my thing. We have the RS, SS, and Z01s with your Chevy V8s inside of them. For me, I think no matter what gen, 5, 6, etc., the Camaro just isn't the best looking muscle car, but there's an asterisk. Your RS, it comes at your base level V8, 400 horsepower, doesn't really sound the best, and a lot of the times RS normally is for a V6, but they started putting certain V8s in RSs. I do believe you guys have one of the crazier colors with the rapid blue and the cryptic green, I think is what it's called. I think those are crazy colors from the factory. But for me, as far as looks, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. The sound, I have yet to see a crazy sounding Chevy V8 without it being canned that was not a ZR1. So sound for me, 2 out of 5, naturally aspirated, that's not modded. Price, I think 5 out of 5. I think all Chevys have a pretty good price for the bang for your buck as far as what you're getting horsepower wise and features. Modability, this is where it gets you. There's not many cars beating a modded Camaro. It's just not happening, especially when you talk about some of the naturally aspirated beasts that are out there. Very, very difficult. And then performance, I think Chevy does a really good job of reaching a point of being able to go to a straight line or take it to the track, especially with the Camaro and the Corvette. So for me, your SS and your RS, similar cars, just different output. I'm gonna go your RS as a C tier car and your SS as a B tier car. I think SS is a good starter car for a lot of people that are trying to get into a V8. Sounds good, looks pretty good. You can get some different packages with the SS that you can't with the RS, but overall it's still similar V8 that's coming out. Now let's talk about the asterisk here. Your ZL1, your supercharged V8 LT4 platform. I think your base model ZL1 looks okay, especially with the carbon fiber that's on the hood. Some of the wheel options and colors go absolutely insane. But overall, you're still getting a smaller amount of horsepower compared to Mopar, compared to some other supercharged V8s due to the fact it has a 1.9 liter Eaton supercharger versus IHI's 2.3, 2.9, and 3.0s that are on the Hellcats. So here's the catch. I have a soft spot for the ZL1 1LE track package in all black, everything black. I think that is one of the best looking cars you can get for the money without modding it from factory. It looks insane, the canards, the carbon, all of that. So if we're talking ZL1 1LE, looks wise, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Sound, I think the LT4 sounds crazy. I love how it sounds, especially when you talk about modability and camming an LT. But price, Camaro is actually pretty decent. 70,000-ish for a supercharged car, 4 out of 5. Modability, I'm learning that the LT4 isn't necessarily the easiest or the cheapest to get to 1,000, but it is still moddable, 4 out of 5. Performance, you can go in a straight line or take it to the track. I think 4 out of 5 as well. So for me, your ZL1 1LE is an A tier car, surprising or not, especially coming from a Mopar guy, I think ZR1X is nice. So then we're gonna go right to the car I own, our CTS-V 2015. The current, we have the CTS-V V3, and then we have the CT5V Blackwing, all right? Those are the two different models as far as looks. They both use a LT4 platform, supercharged V8. To me, I think the V3 looks better than the CT5V. I think the V3 looks a little bit more aggressive with the sharper body lines. That's just me. That's why I bought a V3 over a CT5V. I think the 5V was just a little bit too rounded for me in the front end. I didn't necessarily like it. The back end is pretty nice, but the front end just looked like a regular car to me. The V3 has a little bit more of a road presence. Now, looks, 5 out of 5. I'm biased. I own one. Sound, calm, corded supercharger sounds insane when we're talking about factory. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Price, they upped the price for the luxury. Give it a 2 out of 5. Modability, 4 out of 5. And then performance, your CTS-V is the best track car, luxury, going a straight line car that you can buy. It's just very hard to go fast. Cadillac puts a lot of luxury, so there is some things that you have to do to be able to get it safe in a straight line. But for me, I know I'm biased, but I want to be real on the grading scale here. I'm gonna give it a B tier. I may change my mind in a second. Don't judge. Then you have the CT5V, same similar platform, upgraded facelift to the looks. 650 horsepower LT4 platform. A little bit more options on the carbon seats and some of the exterior colors and some of the packages that they have. So looks, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Sound, got a lot of burbles from the factory, 4 out of 5. Price, insane. Insane for what that is, 2 out of 5. Modability, 3 out of 5. But performance, give it a 4 out of 5. Cadillac knows what they're doing, but it's still going as a B tier car. I don't know, I may hate myself for not putting my own car in an A tier, but I want to be real about it. Now let's get to the real deal here. Talking about Corvettes. We have the C7 and the C8s with a bunch of different packages and different things that came out. We'll start with your C7. Your Grand Sport, your base model V8 of the Corvette. I think the C7 is the best looking Corvette model ever created, bar none. Forget the ZR1X, C8, all of that. The C7 is the best looking Corvette. Blacked out or white with the black and some carbon aspects. Looks like a stormtrooper off Star Wars. Insane look to me. Your Grand Sport, so looks, your C7, I'm a little biased, 4 out of 5. Sound, I know a Corvette exhaust over anything, 4 out of 5. Price, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It's the middle of the road for what it is, depending on mileage and some of the packaging. Price can get a little out of hand. And then modability, 3 out of 5. You can use 800 horsepower in a Corvette with it being a 2-seater that's very, very light and get really, really wild and rowdy. And then performance, again, I know a Corvette exhaust and sound from a mile away. I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. Grand Sport, B tier. Now, since they all have similar looks, just different packages, the look's gonna be the same. Your Z06, supercharged V8 LT4, sounds insane. Price jumped up a little bit, so 3 out of 5. Modability the same, and performance the same. B tier. Now this is where you got me. Where you got me. C7 ZR1, a dream car, just like a Viper. Kind of has similar build to it. Big wing, real long front end. But the price is insane. Price is 2 out of 5. It's one of the best sounding moddable cars that's out there. It's a rare car. The performance is crazy for the track and or drag strip. ZR1 changed the game. We're gonna go S tier. Changed the game for Corvette. It gave them a supercar before the C8 supercar you see now. 100% changed the game. Then we got a C8 Corvette, the Ferrari of the American land. I was at first not a fan. I didn't think it gave the Ferrari look and people were hyping it up. And then I rode in one that was modded. Then I rode in a twin turbo C8 when they first came out with like these 800, 900 horsepower packages from Sissio Performance from one of my guys, Wide Body Nation. Shout out to you. You got to fly all of a sudden. So off the rip, C8 look wise, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Don't hate me. Sound, 3 out of 5. Didn't really blow me away when you talk about the Stingray. Price, now used, you can get them from a great price. But from factory at the time, still give it a 3 out of 5. Modability, man, I've seen some problems with people pro charging these cars, and it's just, I haven't seen a lot of great things from them, so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. But performance, for what it is, give it a 3 out of 5. And we're gonna go with the C8, a C tier, if it's the Stingray. Again, I don't really see much of it being a really crazy car, in my opinion. But here's where things change. Your C8 Z06, the big wing now, and the flat plane crank American-made V8 sounds insane. And it really made me dive into these C8s. There's so many details to these cars, so I'm gonna go off the rip. Looks changed for me, 5 out of 5. Sound, that American-made V8, flat plane crank, 4 out of 5. But the price skyrocketed, so 2 out of 5. Modability, this is where I've seen some posts and some YouTubers talk about it's almost 20 grand to get 100 horsepower out of some of these cars. And man, that's a good bit of change to get just 100. But modability, 3 out of 5. And then of course performance, 5 out of 5. Your C8 Z06 is an A tier car. 100%. And you guys just saw some people drop the ZR1 and ZR1X, and you saw how quickly, that is an 8-second car from factory. I want y'all to hear that again. That is insane to do on carbon fiber wheels and street tires. Michelin PS4s. This right here is an S tier. I don't even say anymore. It is a S tier car. This is going to change how we do production cars. This rivals your Demon 170 off the bat. And it's not even a muscle car. 100% S tier car. So you can see your ZR1s changed the game for Chevy. Not only in the C7, but in the C8. I think the C8, ZR1X, and ZR1 are gonna change the hypercar and supercar game and make them actually meet Corvette based on price. I know we're talking a little wild now, but a little wild, right? But I think that that's gonna bring a lot of supercars down in price to compete, because you're talking 200,000 to 300,000, and there's some Lambos that are gonna be competing with that at $1 million. If it were me, ZR1X all day, insane speed, 8-second car from factory on Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. You can't beat it. Stay tuned tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the crowd killers, the Fords, and the day after that, we're gonna be crowning the American-made V8 champion. Today, we have the C7 and the C8 ZR1 took it home for Chevy.